And welcome back, everybody, to another episode of MLB DFS Quick Hits, your Wednesday, September 14th edition. Got an 8-game main slate for you. Got a 4-game early slate. If you have questions on that, I'm on Twitter at BDintric or hit us up in the Fantasy DJs Discord. We'll break down the 4-gamer there for you. We're going to talk about the 8-game main slate on this show. Hope you guys had a good Tuesday 11-game slate. Lots of fun there, lots of craziness. Rangers come through in a big, big way. That was beautiful to see. Jumbo didn't get it done. I would gladly do that play every time against Milwaukee. That's just stuff happens. That's baseball. I will go right back to that. Well, got the strikeouts, just couldn't limit the damage, which is the first time he's done that in quite some time. So we'll see how that one continues to play out. But I have no problem there. If you guys are playing some PGA DFS this week, the Always Pressing PGA DFS podcast is back for the Fortnite Challenge or Championship, the old Safeway there in Napa. That's dropped for you on Monday. Got Benched with Bubba. The new episode of Bubba and the Bat Flip dropped right before this recording on Tuesday night. So check that out as well. But we're here for an 8-game Wednesday main slate. Let's get to the totals for you on this one. You got Orioles, Nats, 8.5, Rays, Blue Jays, 8, Yankees, Red Sox, 9, Royals, Twins, 7.5, Brewers, Cardinals, 7, A's, Rangers, 8. So a couple of interesting pitching matchups. Like there's pitchers I like but I don't love, and there's some pitchers I just want to target in a big, big way. And this is where it gets fun. I'm going to probably save some money at pitching. Like Corbin Burns at 10.5, big bounce back against the Giants. The Giants are good at that. They're good at letting guys bounce back. Burns has had some issues of late. If you want to go with Burns on this slate without a dominant pitcher, I get it. You can go there. I'll pass. I'll save some cash. Nestor Cortez has not lived up to this $10,000 billing in quite some time. I'll pass on that one as well. Drew Rasmussen is where I start things off at $9,600, and I'm hoping it's a combination of people want Burns up top or they want Cortez, plus the Toronto Blue Jays scares people away. But give me Big Drew, $9,600 at the Toronto Blue Jays, coming off a gym against the Yanks, 6 shutout, 10 Ks for 34 points. He has 27 or more points in 4 of his last 5 starts. He's been great. Strikeouts 7 or more in those 4 starts. Really, really good stuff. Now, you get a Toronto team, we know they can be good, but they also are hitting 254, 139 ISO, 107 WRC plus. Don't strike out a ton versus righties. So it's a tournament play, 100%. That's what you're doing this time of year mostly anyways. If you're playing cash, you can do it. You're not going to use Rasmussen. Very simple. But I think he's a really good tournament play with that ceiling, that 27-plus points we've seen 4 or 5 starts. In a matchup where he's coming super low owned against Toronto Blue Jays. Like Kyle Wright, for some reason, I don't know what his final number was. He only went 5 innings, but he was less than 8% rostered against the Giants in San Francisco. That kind of stuff surprises me. So you got Rasmussen in this matchup, but you could definitely try to take advantage of that. David Peterson is a tournament play at $8,600. You just don't know how long he's going to go. If he's not walking guys, though, it's great. Tons and tons of strikeouts in that arm for Peterson. And he gets to face a Cubs team that strikes out 23% of the time versus lefties this past month with an 89 WRC plus. So Peterson makes a tournament play. I like Sonny Gray, probably cash valuable as well as GPP at $8,300 versus the Kansas City Royals. One of my favorite values, though, on this slate is Ross Stripling at $8,000. Dude, strikeouts have been great. Talked about him a lot on this show and on Bench with Bubba since returning from the IL. Strikeouts are up a ton, and that just correlates to DK points. He's got at least 15 points in 5 straight starts with 20 or more in 3 of those 5. So he brings a really good floor with the ceiling into this matchup. Like you can just start Rasmussen and Stripling and then target the other 7 games for bats if you're feeling it. He faces Tampa Bay. He's got almost 22% K rate over the last month versus right-handed pitching. They got a 114 WRC plus. They're hitting them well. I like the upside there with Stripling. If you want to be contrarian, Drew Smiley at $7,700 versus the Mets. Smiley has been outstanding in the strikeout department of late, coming off an absolute gem his last time out. But you get a Mets team, they're hit and miss. They're striking out almost 20% of the time versus lefties, but they're only hitting 218 with a 94 WRC plus, but a 173 ISO. So if Drew Smiley can keep the ball in the ballpark, get some strikeouts, could make like a Smiley Rasmussen tournament lineup will come in super low owned. You can get all the chalky bats you want. It's super risky, super risky. Probably not for like a single max or a 3 entry max. Probably that's a big tournament, but there's serious appeal to Smiley and Rasmussen on this slate. Other than that, though, like I like Brian Bayo if you want to get freaky deaky at 66. I just don't think you need to go there. Strikeouts have been much better since returning from the minor league for Bayo. I talked about him on Bubba and the Bat Flip on Tuesday night. I added him in a few leagues. If you listen to Bubba in the Bloomfield, he was my pitcher to stream over the weekend and owned in less than 50% of OC leagues. So I like the appeal there with Brian Bayo. It is the Yankees, though, so walk with caution. But 66 hundo, and it's a Yankees team, in reality, has struggled a lot. 23.5% K rate, 220 average, 145 ISO, 86 WRC plus this past month. Like if I was smart enough to take Aaron Judge's stats out of that, it's gruesome. It's really bad. So you got some upside with Bayo. You really do. It's just, do you want to go there? So for me, it's Rasmussen up top. Don't mind Peterson or Gray over Peterson. Stripling's my next guy, and then Bayo. Like I think Rasmussen, Smiley, and you got Smiley too. I think Rasmussen, Stripling's kind of where I'm looking right now. But you got some interesting tournament options on this entire slate. Rasmussen strictly tournament, Peterson, Smiley, Bayo. Those are all really, really boomer bust tournament type plays. Then you can sprinkle in your grays, your striplings as well to see where things go on this slate. Let's talk about the bats as we've got a couple games we can target in a big, big way. Catcher's position for you here. If you want to fade Sonny Gray, Sal Perez is in play, but I like me some Big Willie Smith at $5,200 for Zach Davies. I also love me some Adley Rutschman versus Patrick Corbin. We're going right back to Baltimore, folks, as we get Patrick Corbin on this slate, which is always a beautiful thing. Cheaper options, though, going below 4K. If you are fading Drew Smiley, James McCann is an option for you. I'm not running to do that, but you can go there. I don't mind Gary Sanchez because Greinke's just a pitch to contact bum. So you can go there if you want as well. Below 3K now, you're going to get a few options as lineups come out, but nothing at this point in time is standing out in a big, big way. But you will get some punts, like maybe Sam Huff gets to start against Sears at 2K. That's not a bad punt because Sears is pitching to a ton of contact. So I like Texas again. Baltimore, Texas, I had that stack on Tuesday. It's looking like it's going to cash because Texas went bonkers, but a couple holes made it from having a really good lineup. I might go right back to that well on Wednesday. First base position, you can go with some Freddie Freeman at 57, but don't mind that. You got Pete Alonso versus Smiley if you are fading Smiley, like I said. But Patrick Wisdom's interesting. I do like Peterson a lot, though, so I'm not sure I'm paying $5,200 for Peterson. I'd rather go like Joey Meneses at 47 versus Wells. That'd be one I'd look at. Christian Walker versus Grove at $4,300. Grove's not dominating. You get the Dodgers bullpen, which is hit and miss, more hit than miss these days. So you got that going for you. But Ryan Mountcastle at 38, he went deep on Tuesday. Getting Patrick Corbin, that's an outstanding play. So you probably don't have to pay up for the position. You can go with a Ryan Mountcastle. You can go with Christian Arroyo if you want. I love Mountcastle on that one. Seth Brown in tournaments at 32. Go back to Jose Miranda. Talked about him on pretty much every day. He went deep on Tuesday. He's $3,200. So I still like Mountcastle a little more, but good price tag on Miranda. So definitely save money at first base. You do not have to pay up for this position. You got Matthias again, first base, second base. He's hitting second on Tuesday. He's $2,600. He doubled donked. He had the walk-off in the ninth. Monster game from him. He's been playing very, very well of late. Loves left-handed pitching. He'll be chalky. That's good chalk at $2,600 at first base or second base. I played him at first base on Tuesday. So either way, however your lineup builds come out, because if you play Simeon in your stack, you play him at second, you play Matthias at first, you rock out with your cock out. Second base position for you here. You got Mookie Betts. Still, that's just laughable every time I see it. He's $5,800, but you got Simeon at 49. He's cheaper against Sears than he was against Waldichuk. Play Simeon. I like that a lot at 49. Don't mind Colton Wong. I'd rather have Ketel Marte at 4,100 versus Grove in that matchup. Going down though below the 4K range now. It's not great. Gunnar Henderson at 34 is really nice. I like that. Christian Arroyo again at 34. He's first base, second base. For the Red Sox, he'd be one to look at. Tony Kemp leading off for the A's, second base outfield at 29 versus Dunning. That is a decent value. There's Matthias again, first base, second base at 2,600. If you're not using Simeon, you play Matthias at second, but I prefer Simeon and Matthias combo, 1-2 hitters in that lineup, and go on from there. And that'll do it at the position. Let's see if they adjusted Josh Young tonight. Let's see if they did. Let's get there. Third base position for you here. You got Bobby Witt at 54. I don't mind. Devers against Cortez doesn't scare me. But you can save money at the position most likely because we'll get the Josh Young and you just play him. But I'll see if there's anybody else. There's really no one that's doing it for me just yet. Let's just get this over with. If you're playing third base, you play Josh Young. They increase his price, guys. He's $2,200. Plug him in. There's your third baseman for the day. Josh Young, $2,200 against JP Sears. Shortstop, you got Frenchie Lindor, just fine. Bo Bichette is really on fire right now. There's Rasmussen, though, so be careful. Like Xander at 53, Seager at 52 is very nice because most won't go lefty. Carlos Correa, I mentioned how he loves lefties. He had a big Tuesday night. He's $4,900 for his Greinke. Obviously not a lefty, but a good matchup for Carlos Correa. Don't mind going back to Jorge Mateo at 36, Gunnar Henderson at 34, both really good looks for you as well. Other than that, though, really nothing at the position. Outfield for you here as we wrap it up on this wonderful, wonderful Wednesday preview. Mookie Betts at 58. You got Rosarena if you're fading Stripling. Don't hate it. But Ced Mullins at 52 got on and stole a bag. I like Tim versus Corbin quite a bit. I don't mind Mullins versus lefties at all. So you can definitely plug and play there. A few other ones. Anthony Santander switch hitting versus Corbin at 48. Santander let everybody down. Let me down on my stack. On Tuesday, I'll go right back to that well at $4,800. He's been crushing baseballs. Joey Meneses at 47. Adolis Garcia went deep on Tuesdays, 47. Really, really strong play as well. Going down here to the 4K and below range now. Mark Conover Smiley at 41. Kind of. I don't hate it. That's interesting. I'm just not really all in on targeting Smiley. I respect the changes he's made to his pitch mix, his velocities. They've been nice to see. You got Jake McCarthy at 36. That's a great play versus Grove. Really good value in that matchup. I like that a lot with McCarthy actually at 36. Good cash game and tournament play. Seth Brown at 32, talked about him. Austin Hayes, really nice value for Baltimore at 3,100. Corbin Carroll at 3K if you need to. Tony Kemp at 29, like we talked about. Decent values there. Lane Thomas at 27 is playing really, really well, so he's a good value for you. Also, Bubba Thompson at 24, your Texas action, he'd be a strong value too. So lots and lots of options. Value galore as we keep going deep into the season and more youngsters keep playing. So check your lineups, see what pops up, and we'll rock and roll from there. Recapping your pitching on this slate, you can go Burns if you want. I don't care. But I'm going to save money. Give me Drew Rasmussen at 96. Peterson's interesting depending on the Mets lineup. Sonny Grayson played 83. Like Stripling a lot of the 8K. Ideally, Rasmussen Stripling's probably my 1-2. But Smiley at 77 has my attention. And Beto at 66 if you want to go YOLO. Baltimore-Washington game stack is in play, but I love Baltimore more. If I have to do one, give me Baltimore. Give me the Mets versus Smiley. Like, I can't do it. But give me Baltimore. Give me Minnesota versus Greinke. I like that in that matchup. And then give me Texas versus Oakland. Don't mind Oakland versus Texas either. That could be a game stack. My top 2 stacks, though, Texas, Baltimore once again. Going to be a fun one. There'll probably be more. As lineups come out, we'll probably get more goofier as they go. Like, I wasn't all in on Texas when I recorded last night. The more I looked at it, I was all in. I mentioned it briefly in the Discord, and I went to Pound Town, and it was beautiful. So we'll do it again for you on Wednesday. But if you have any questions, I'm on Twitter at BDentric. Discord, and we'll get you taken care of over there. Give the podcast a rate and review on iTunes and Spotify. If you're watching on the old YouTube, give the old thumbs up, leave a comment in the comment section. That would mean a ton as well. But for now, I'll be back to you guys tomorrow with another edition. But this was MLB DFS Quick Hits, your Wednesday, September 14th edition. I'm out.